Dan, I saw you on Instagram recently with a chap in your grip wearing some sort of head device strapped to a laptop.
Yes.
And it looked like you were doing or supporting with some research around, I think, the impact of jiu-jitsu on the brain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really fascinated. And I don't know if, there's a conclusion or if that's been published at all. But tell us about what that research is.
So that may never be published. Hopefully it is. But if it is, it could be years. Yeah. It's a long study. And this is a bunch of guys that I met through Polaris. Polaris is sort of supporting them. And they are doing some research into the effects of grappling on brain health. And the main measurement of sort of cognitive decline is brain blood flow. So they're measuring the difference in brain blood flow between grapplers and non-grapplers. And their initial tests came to the conclusion that grapplers have better brain blood flow than non-grapplers. And of course, everyone goes, yeah, but they're just more in shape. No, this is balanced. This is controlled for fitness levels. So other athletes as well, controlled for fitness levels, grapplers seem to have better brain blood flow. And then the thing that most people will say straight after that goes, yeah, but this is a thinking man's sport. That's probably why I go, I don't think it's that much. It's compared to like a musician or, something like, I don't know, I'm a chess player. I don't think so. So their conclusion, it might be, their hypothesis is that there's something to do with either being choked or defending against being choked, or just the general like sort of tension and compression that we do in grappling that is having an adaptive change to the thickness and strength of the blood vessels in the neck, resulting in a greater brain blood flow, which is super interesting. So they are working with a load of athletes at Polaris. So we filled out questionnaires. We did a cognitive decline test, and we had our blood flow and our necks measured. Then they have this lab in University of South Wales, this environmental chamber, where they can control the oxygen levels. So we went in there and we did some rolling in 50% oxygen, 10% oxygen. The usual oxygen levels are 21. We brought it down to 10%. It's the equivalent oxygen level of just above Kilimanjaro. And no adjustment, dropped, helicopter boom, top of Kilimanjaro. And man, that was weird. That was weird. Yeah, I'd say it's rough. It's very strange. You get in there, and so the way that a lot of these chambers that you'll see, they pull the air out. This one doesn't. This pumps in nitrogen to displace, the amount. So it's very, very quick. Very quick. And like if you need to, you can get out straight away. And it's an incredible contraption. I mean, multi-million. Super, super expensive.
What's it feel like? Or do you feel it? Is it noticeable?
Oh yeah,
straight away.
Yeah. Oh, you feel it. Yeah. I mean, it was interesting to see. Some people seem to be affected much less than others. I was not the worst, but I would say that I was affected the second worst. I lost all the color in my face. Lips went blue. Your legs feel very heavy. You feel a little bit lightheaded. The breathing. If you get out of breath, it takes ages to get it back. And I rolled for about 2.5 minutes. Not super intense, but 2.5 minute proper roll. And I felt like I'd been Shark Tanked by 20 guys, 1 minute rounds for like half an hour. It was crazy. I rolled 2.5 minutes and I was dying. It was very, very strange. So we played around there for a while, and then we ended up. I was like, whilst we're here, let's bring out the machines and let's choke each other and like test the brain blood flow. And we actually got some really interesting results. We're training I was choking Gareth Dummer, who was one of the owners at Tatami, and he actually we found out that he has some incredible adaptations, like unbelievable resilience. And so he was the guy that you see me choking in the video. He was tough and smaller guy, trains with these big lads in Wales, been training for 20 years, black belt, super tough. Like he is the perfect, because I said to him, they asked me, how often in the questionnaire, how often do you get choked? I don't get choked. Like even into positions that get choked very often at all. Whereas Gareth is fighting against these every single day against these massive guys. But yeah, it was quite cool. They had him, I choked him a little bit, and then they had him hyperventilate quite aggressively for a little while. And after he stopped, the main researcher, Damien, he says to me, in 100% of tests, the person would pass out. He said he's done this experiment in oxygen environment thousands of times, and he's never seen someone not pass out. The first time he'd ever seen it. He said, Gareth was just built different. The question is, was he built different before, or was it 3 years of jiu-jitsu that he got that? It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a fascinating study, mate. And when you were rolling in the chamber, was there like any cognitive changes? Like, could you still have clarity of thought?
That was one of the tests that they were sort of, you might feel a little bit hazy. I didn't feel that so much, maybe a little bit, but the physical, the breathing, the energy, brutal. Yeah, it was mad.
Yeah, no, it's a fascinating study, because I think often people think about it the other way, don't they? And my other half's a doctor, and she still looks at people getting choked unconscious, and she's like, that looks bad.
So there's another thing with, look, I'm not saying getting choked is good. We're just trying to find out. There's certainly some instances of where getting choked can be really bad, which is, I believe it's called arterial dissections, which is, the tearing of the blood vessels in the neck getting choked and leading to strokes, or, people can die from it. It can be bad.
Right, okay.
It's not very common, but it can happen. And I was chatting to them about it, and they said that generally this is caused if you're being choked with rotation. Okay, so it's sort of the angle and either falling funny or being choked with the neck at an angle that can cause these more harmful effects of being choked and these damages to the blood vessels. But yeah, these are stuff, what is fantastic to see is that jiu-jitsu is being studied.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
It's fascinating. I mean, we're so lucky to have people who are enthusiastic. One of the researchers who kind of kicked everything off, a guy called Ben, he's a purple belt. And it's sort of thanks to him that we've got these guys, he did these initial tests, that we've got these guys, really serious researchers who have done work with like NFL players and MMA fighters and boxers that are turning their eye to our tiny little sport of grappling. It's really cool to see.